Yeah, in the last video till here, I think so I completed the being neighborly. So let's continue from here only. Like now, the Joe is saying that that boy is suffering from society and fun. So she said that that boy is suffering from a society and fun, and she said herself that the boy, which is the neighbor, which is their neighbor, is suffering from society and his grandpa does not know what goods for him and keeps him shut all alone. Okay, and he needs a party of jolly boys to play with, or somebody young and lively. I have a great mind. I have a great mind to go over and tell the gentleman so. Great mind to say and tell the gentleman so. Right? So basically, he is explaining that what what he is saying. He is saying what he is saying that the boy is suffering in the society and he needs a party, a jolly boys to play with, or somebody young and lively. So basically, she is thinking the Joe, the girl, she is thinking that the boy is suffering from the society, and his grandpa doesn't know about it, and he needs someone to play with. So she said, I have a great mind to go over and tell the old gentleman. So she decided that I will go to his home and I will say everything, whatever I want. I will say that particular thing. Clear? Now, the idea, the idea amused Joe. The idea amused Joe, who liked to do daring things and was always scandalizing Meg by her queer performance. The idea amused Joe. So this idea was amused Joe, who liked to do daring things and was always scandalizing Meg by her queer performance. So Joe is a girl. So she got this idea, and she was always scandalizing the her sister Meg always by her performance. So this idea got the Joe. The plan of going over was not forgotten. So the plan was going over was not forgotten, and when the snowy afternoon, so the this plan was not forgotten by the Joe, and when the snowy afternoon came, Joe resolved to try what could be done. So when the snowy afternoon came, so Joe decided that now what could be done. She saw Mr. Lawrence drive off and then sailed uh, sailed out to dig her way down to the hedge where she passed and took a survey. So basically, one day, one afternoon, uh, she saw that the Mr. Lawrence has gone away has left the home, and she thought that what to do now, right? What to do now? All quiet, curtains down at the lower windows. So she read that in the neighbor, all the curtains were down at the lower window. Servants are not there. Servants are out of sight. Nothing human visible but the curly black hand leaning on a thin hand, leaning on a thin hand at the upper window. So she said that no one is there inside the home. No servant is there except the one boy, curly hair with thin and and keeping his head on his hand in the upper window. Lower window, nothing is there. All the curtains are there, and there he is. So the Joe thought that Joe wants to talk with that boy only, and she said, "There he is, poor boy. There he is, the poor boy, all alone and sick this dismal day. All alone and sick this dismal day. It's a shame. I will toss up a snowball and make him look out, and then say a kind of word of me." So she decided that, like, he is very poor man, so I will go there, and I will toss I will throw a snowball, and then I will make him to look at me, and I will try to talk with me, like this. Like this she decided. Okay. Okay. So up went a handful of a soft snow. So then the handful of a snow went up, and the hat turned at once. So now she already entered the how entered the premises of that neighbor house, and she thrown the snow, handful snow, and then the and then the boy had looked at once, showing a face which lost its listless look, lacking energy look in a minute, as the big eyes brightened and the mouth began to smile. So when she thrown a ball, so he smiled. Okay, he smiled, and Joe nodded. Joe nodded and laughed, and flourished her broom as she called out. And Joe nodded. So basically, when she thrown the when she thrown, okay, when the she thrown the snowball, she looked. Okay, when she thrown the snowball up, so he looked him. Okay, he looked her. He looked her. Okay, and he looked her and smiled. Okay, he looked her and smiled, and her broom as she called out, "How do you do? Are you sick?" So then the Joe asked him, "How do you do? Are you sick?" Then Laurie opened the window. Then Laurie is a boy who opened the window and crooked out at hoarsely as a raven. So so basically so then on the upside he opened the window and he looked out, crooked out. Okay, better than thank you, better thank you, better thank you. I have had a bad cold and been shut up a week. So then the lorry said something. I am feeling better, but I have a cold. I am shut awake in my house. I am sorry. I am sorry. What do you amuse yourself? Amuse, the word means that what excite you. What excite you? Like whenever you touch the mobile phone, you play the game. So that particular game excites you. So she is asking, what amuse you? What what do you amuse you? So she wants to talk with us. She wants to play with him. So that's why she is asking this. Nothing. Nothing. It's a dull as tomb. So it's a dull as tomb. So nothing. As dull as tombs up here. Up here. Don't you read? Don't you read? So then she asks next question. Don't you read? You don't like to read? Not much. They won't let me. Not much. It doesn't. They won't let me to read. Can't somebody read to you? Can't somebody read for you? Grandpa does sometime, but my books don't interest him, and I hate to ask Brooke all the time. So basically, she is asking what excites you, what makes you happy. You don't like to read book. Anyone is reading for you, no one is. So he said yes. My my father read, my grandpa read, but it doesn't interest him. Have someone come and see you then. Have someone come to see you then. There isn't anyone. I did like to see. There isn't anyone, someone to look at me, but so basically the Joe is asking him, anyone is there to look at you? So then he said no. I wanted anyone. Boys make such a row. Boys make such a row, and my head is weak. And my head is weak now. Isn't there some nice girl who did read and amuse you? So now she is very smart. She is asking him, there is any girl for you who will read for you, amuse you? Girls are quiet and like to play nurse. So then he said, No, girls will not play the boy. They like to play a nurse, right? They like to play a nurse. Clear? Don't know any. Don't know any. Don't know any. You know us. Don't know any. You know us. Then after that she is asking a personal question. You know me. You know us. Then laughed and stopped. So, so I do. Will you? So I do. So I will know you. Will you come, please? Will you come, please? Cried Laurie. Laurie said, can you come upstairs? I am not quite a nice, but I will come. I am not nice, but I will come. But I will come. If mother will let me, I will go ask her, shut the window like a good boy and wait till I come. Okay. So then definitely when the lorry asked, can you come at my home? So then Joe said, yes, I will come if my mother said to me. So she went for asking, and Laurie shut the window and wait until he came, until she came. With that, with that, Joe shouldered her broom and marched into the house. So with that, when the Joe shoulder take the broom and marched towards her house, and wondering what they would all say to her, and while walking she was wondering what her family will say. Laurie was in a flutter of excitement at the idea of having a company and flew about to get ready. So at another side she went and she was thinking about like what her family will say if Joe asks her family like I want to go to Laurie house, and the another side the Laurie was excited and he he prepared for getting ready for for as Miss March for as Miss March said he was a little, and for now the Miss March said he was a little gentleman. He was a little gentleman and did honor to the coming guest by brushing its curly beard and putting on a fresh color and trying a tidy up the room, which in spite of half a dozen servant was anything but neat. Presently there came a loud ring, then decided voice asking for Mr. Lorry, and surprised looking servant came running up to announce a young lady. So basically now here it is saying that when Laurie went inside the house, he was getting preparing himself, and there was a ring came. After a few minutes, the ring came. Then the servant said, "A young lady. Okay, there is a young lady. All right, show her up. Show her up. Up it, Miss Joe. Okay." Then after that, young lady went the servants, and then obviously he said, "Okay, show her up. Show her up," said Laurie. Miss Joe, going to the door of his little parlor. Okay, going to the door of his little parlor to meet Joe, who rosy, appeared looking rosy and quite at her ease, with a covered dish in one hand and Beth three kittens in the other. Okay, so basically, like she was walking to meet the lorry, and she is up here looking very rosy and quite with ease, and she is having a covered dish she is having a one dish at one hand, and on the other hand the three kittens of Beth. And here I am a bag and baggage. Here, then she said briskly, here I am a bag and baggage. Mother sent her love and was glad if I could do anything for you. So my mother sent her love. If I could do anything for you, the man wanted me to bring some of her almond flavor milk pudding. She make it very nicely, and and Beth thought her cats would be comforting. So basically, she is saying to him like my sisters and three kittens like they will three kittens will feel uh, three kittens will feel comfortable here, and my mother given me a blank mango. Okay, blank mango is nothing but the milk pudding. Okay, and I knew you did laugh at them, but I couldn't refuse. She was so anxious to do something. I know that, Laurie, you will laugh at them, but it is very important. You could laugh at them, but I cannot refuse. That looks so pretty to eat, he said. Who said? The lorry said smilingly with pleasure. That looks so pretty to it. As Joe uncovered the dish and showed the black mango surrounded by the garland of green leaves and scarlet flowers of amiped geranium. It isn't anything, only they all felt kindly and wanted to show it. Tell the girl to put it away for your tea. Tell the girl to put it away for your tea. It's so simple, you can eat it, and being soft, it will be slipped down without hurting your sore throat. What's a cozy room this is. So then after that, she bring uh, she bring something for him to eat, and she said, "You can eat it now. It's very it's very easily will slip from your throat. It will not going to be hurt." Okay, and then it might be if it was kept nice, but the maids are lazy, and I do not know to make them mine. It worries me though. So then he said that it might be if it was music, but the maids are very lazy. So when she said you can also make it, then after that Laurie said, yeah, my mates will work on it, but sometimes they are very lazy, so I'm very worried about that. I'm stopping here.